everyone, welcome back to my makeup collection slash declutter series. I am going to go through my bronzers, my highlighters, and my blush today. There are so many, so let's try to get through this. I think it's going to be a long video. I can't get everything in frame, like it just keeps going. So anyway, I'm not sure what I'm going to declutter today, if I will declutter anything. I'm calling this declutter because if I choose to declutter something on a whim, then I will go ahead and do that. There are certain things in my collection that I really don't like. There are ones that I'm a little bit iffy on. But for the most part, I guess this is a makeup collection video. If you're looking for a video where I get through 50% and I basically chuck 50% of my makeup, that is not the video that I'm doing for you today. So anyway, let's start with, oh my gosh, I don't even know. Let's start with bronzers. All right, so I have zoomed you out because I can't even get everything in frame, okay? So here is everything. This is powder bronzers, cream bronzers, liquid bronzers all together. And I did do a makeup inventory video not long ago. So if you want to know the exact numbers of everything that I have, go check that out. My numbers might have varied slightly since then, but for the most part, most categories are the same. And so anyway, there are a few, maybe one actually, I don't really know. I'm thinking about this. Okay, I think I'm really bad at decluttering these days, but I think, okay, let's just start. I know I'm being annoying. Okay, let's go through my cream ones. I have Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow bronzer in the shade Fair, which is, I think, the lightest shade. And I do have a big pan in here. You know, this is, I think, one of my favorite cream bronzers. If not my favorite, I don't really know, but I haven't really used it in a while, probably since the winter. So it's one of those, I feel like I could wear this all year round, but I decide not to, and I feel like I need to wear this more. But anyway, I like that one, and I'm gonna keep that one. This is one that I have used a lot. This is the ABH cream bronzer in the shade Amber. And I have a pan in this one as well. This one I currently have in my project pan. I feel like every single summer I roll it into my project pan because it's not a shade that I can use all the time. You can't even like see the pan at the bottom there, but this one is a lot, I don't know, this one is so creamy compared to the Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury seemed a little like it, I don't know, it lost a lot of its creaminess. But that ABH one it is actually a really good bronzer. I think for me, it's a little orange. And my skin doesn't pull too orange. I think I'm mostly neutral leaning. Maybe I have hints. I feel like I might have olive skin, but I have no idea, like in terms of my undertone, because I can get very, very pale. But this is one where I didn't use it that much last month in my project pan, and I thought, well, maybe I could get rid of it. But actually this month I have been using it a little bit more, and I've been enjoying it. So I think I'm gonna actually keep it, because there's nothing wrong with it, and I just don't want to get rid of something I don't want to get rid of. I'm just at that point. Now, this is one that I am going to say goodbye to. I like my cream bronzers. I have obviously these two. I have the Soul, which I'll speak about. I also have this little Gloss Gods one too. But this is Sosu Jackson, and it's fine. It's a contour bronzer, but it smells like crayon at this point, and it's been smelling like crayon for a good year, maybe even a little bit longer. And I just don't see myself finishing this. Even though, look at it, oh my gosh, I could try to finish that. But I like going into my other, oh my gosh, this is me now saying, oh, I'm not gonna finish it, but now, it is more of a contour. Oh, should I keep it just as a contour? I just don't use it. Like, why am I keeping this? I don't know. This is such a bad declutter series. In the last video, if you didn't check out my last video where I did foundation, concealers, setting powders, and all that lovely stuff, I think I got rid of one item, and I don't know. There's just something about it. Like, I don't want to like get rid of stuff just to get rid of it. This is like a maybe. It does smell like crayon though, like it's kind of unpleasant. But looking at how much is left, I don't know, I just feel like I could finish that, maybe. I mean, I've used about that much. That's quite a lot that I've used. I've had this for so long. Oh my gosh, I'm annoying myself at this point. I don't really know. I thought I was gonna go into this and be strong. I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. And then I used the Physicians formula the other week and it actually was nice. So I'm gonna keep that one too. I have a Gloss Gods one. This one is You Are Thoughtful. And this one I thought about getting rid of, but I didn't end up getting rid of it. You know what it is? I just feel like I can make all of these work for me at some point. This smells fine. Actually, it's starting to smell a little bit like plastic, but not too much. Oh, you know, that is nice. That is nice, and I'm tan. I should keep my tan ones. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then I have another Gloss Gods here. This is the Cloud bronzer. This is more like a putty bronzer, but for me, it's kind of creamy. I do have a little cheeky tiny pan in there, and I'm gonna keep it because I like it. I hate the actual product compact. I think this is the tiniest little thing in the whole world. You can see how messy mine is because it's just not big enough for my brush, but I've made it work. So I'm keeping that one. You know what it is? I'm just a project panner through and through. I can't get rid of items because I know I can finish them. Okay, then we have the bronzing drops from Makeup Revolution. I like this. I've been using this a little bit now. It's in my Project 10 uses and I've been enjoying this. So I'm not getting rid of that. And then the last cream, oh no, I have two more creams. Okay, so I have the Catrice. So I spoke about, if you watched my other video where I look at my primers, I have the light shade, but this is the light to medium shade. And for me, this is a bronzer through and through, kind of like a contour bronzer. You can see how like almost gray it is on my skin. Let me just do this and just see what the difference is between these two. Yeah, you see, I think that the Sosa Jackson one has a nicer shade where I could probably use that all year long. And then this Catrice one is probably more of a winter one. Oh my gosh, I thought maybe I could get rid of it if they're the same, but they're not the same. So they serve different purposes. Okay, this is a terrible idea to do a declutter series when I don't want to declutter anything. Okay, and then we have my ColourPop bronzer, which I really love. I like wearing this in the springtime. So when winter is over and I'm kind of like slowly starting to see the sun, but I don't really have too much of a tan, I kind of get myself ready. Or this could also be a good autumn one, I guess, when I'm losing my tan. It's okay in the winter too, but it's not like the lightest shade. So there is quite a bit of pigment to it. I just think it's quite universal, if you can see that. Yeah, it is quite light though, but it's nice. I think it works. It's light right now because I do have a tan, but yeah, okay, so I like all of my bronzers, so in terms of cream, so yeah, I thought I was going to be strong and get rid of at least one of these. These two were on the chopping block at some point, and I did end up decluttering this at some point, and I brought it back, and now I don't actually want to get rid of it, so yeah, I have issues. Okay, let's move on to powders now. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. This is from the same. It's actually a blush, but with Korean makeup, I was doing a full face of K-Beauty and they really don't have too many products that are bronzers. So I ended up picking this up because it was one of it looked like a bronzer shade. From what I could see. It is quite gray leaning and I can make this work in the winter time, but for a bronzer, for me, I just think this is something that I bought because I was doing a full face, but it's never quite been the right product for me. And so I am gonna say goodbye to this one. All right, I'm feeling a little bit better. Okay. Okay, let's get on with Kiko Milano. So this is the Lost in Amalfi range. It's a baked bronzer and it's the Warm Melange. I had this in my project pan. Let me zoom you in. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit. I had this in my project pan and I did hit the edge of the pan because it's baked bronzer. It's quite difficult to technically hit pan, but I do have pan in the edges here. So, bunch of my viewers said that counted, so I took it as a win. But I really love this one, so I'm obviously keeping that. I also have a pan in my Ofra that I am keeping as well. I have quite a huge pan in here. This would be quite a shock to people who are watching my Project 10 uses, because when I rolled it into my Project 10 use, I had the itty bitty baby pan, and now it's quite a big chunky pan. So it might even be even bigger by the time I do my update on that, but I was enjoying that quite a bit. That's definitely a summer bronzer for me. And then I have the NYX Buttermelt bronzer, and this is the most pigmented thing I've ever had in my life. This is Deserve Butter shade, which is shade 3. Maybe I shouldn't have got shade 3 because this is just a little too much. As a shade, it's really nice, and actually it's beautiful for my skin. I really like it, but it's so pigmented that it can be quite difficult to wear and use for me personally. But maybe I need to take this out now so I can get some use out of it before I get pale again. I don't really know, but I'm keeping that one. I'm keeping this shade from Nabla. This is the shade Dune, and this is another product that they've decided to discontinue, which is such a shame because I think this is such a good bronzer, and it's a baked gelée formula, but I don't mind. I think it's nice and creamy, and it's really nice and pigmented, and I have really, really grown to enjoy this product. This is probably one of my favorite bronzers that I have, so I'm definitely keeping that one. I will say my favorite bronzer is actually from Glam Shop. This one is this shade. I don't know how to say that, but Glam Shop, if you're not familiar, is a Polish brand, and they do really nice products, and I have liked almost all the products I've ever tried from them. They also have amazing eyeshadow, like beautiful indie eyeshadow, and they do also skincare, and I haven't even tried that. Like, they have so much. This is definitely my favorite bronzer in my collection. I think this is so beautiful. It leaves a beautiful sheen on the skin. Now, it's not my perfect shade for summer, but my face is not as tan as my hand, I don't think, so it still works for me. But I think as an overall finish on the skin, because it has that beautiful sheen and I really like the tone of it, it is definitely my favorite bronzer that I own. Okay, now you see almost all of these are What's Up Beauty. There's just one that isn't. So this is the Makeup Factory bronzer, and it's the Mineral Satin bronzer. Now, I had issues with this one. I got really bad hard pan, so you can see mine's been I had scraped mine quite badly. But I think it's okay now. Yeah, it's okay now. I don't know how it got hard pan, but this is the shade. It's a really nice shade, to be fair. I actually quite like Makeup Factory. I haven't tried too much. I've tried a lot of their lip products by now, and I really like them. I would definitely be open to trying more, so I potentially will. But yeah, this is a really nice bronzer, and I don't have any issues with it. I did have an issue with it a couple months ago when I had that hard pan, but now it is fine. Okay, so now these are all What's Up Beauty items, and they sent me all of these. What's Up Beauty have been very, very kind to me. They really like sending me their products, so I'm very, very appreciative of that. I'm just trying to make sure you can see everything. Okay, there you go. So, some of these are actually bronzers, and then the other ones are pressed powders. So I did go through my other pressed powders in my other video, but these are the pressed powders that I put into my bronzers because they're just too bronzy for me. So this is the shade Tan, which is a really good bronzer shade for me, and I tried it as a bronzer and it works absolutely fine. Keeping that. This one I have not used. This is the deep shade though, in terms of the pressed powder. You know, I would declutter this if I had somebody to give it to, but I don't currently have anyone that I could give this to or gift it to, and so I don't know what to do with this. So I've kept it as is. I haven't even swatched it. For me, if I were to use this, it would have to be obviously for now when it is the summer, but I have other summer bronzer shades. So technically this should really be a declutter, but I don't know who to declutter it to, right? I've never done giveaways or anything like that either, so I don't really know if I would do that. But anyway, so moving on. I'm gonna let it sit in my collection and we'll see. Hopefully I can give it to somebody at some point. Okay, so we have the Cheek Tear bronzers. Now, when they said they were going to send this to me, they asked if I wanted them, and I said yes, absolutely, but I probably don't need the deeper shade. So there's technically 4 shades, but they only sent me 3. I really actually don't even need this one either, which is the tan shade, because these 2 work fine for me. So this is the medium one, which is a good bronzer shade for me. I really like the marble effect of these as well. I think they're really nice. It sort of stops them from being too orange. Like, they're really good because I have a neutral, like, you can't even see that because my hand is so tan. But I have a, like I said, I think I have a neutral undertone for the most part, or maybe olive. I think this marble effect really works for me. And then this is the light one, which works really well in the, what is it? The winter time. I couldn't think of the word. And again, it looks pretty light. I think if you have like a tan skin, you could even use this probably as like a pressed powder. But that one works fine. And then this one, again, I have it. I don't know if I've swatched this one. This is tan. And I probably didn't, I haven't even swatched this one. I probably didn't need this one. Now, I think if I didn't have other summer shades, I could probably go into this, make it work. But for the most part, I don't need this. So I don't know, if anybody wants these 2 items, let me know. Maybe we can work something out. Shipping is pretty bad in my country. I live in Portugal, but I could maybe see about, I don't know, gifting them to somebody at some point. But yeah, those are all of my bronzers. I did end up getting rid of one, which is technically not even a bronzer, but is that a big fail? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to highlighters. All right, so here are all of my highlighters. I feel like my highlighter collection is not that bad, but then when I look at everything, I do have a lot, right? So I also do have face palettes, which I'll go through in a different video. Okay, so anyway, where do I start? Okay, let's start with this one, Becca. This is the Prismatic Amethyst. This is fine. I ended up getting rid of another Becca highlighter. I got rid of the Champagne Pop. I just didn't get the hype. I didn't think it was very good. And I think this one, again, is fine. It's more of this icy pink iridescent color, which is pretty, but it's a very powdery formula, and I have better in my collection. I just think that maybe we outgrew this type of formula. I don't see this type of formula around all that often anymore. And considering this obviously used to be quite a pricey item, I just, I keep it in my collection to keep it. But I think at the end of the day, it's not as flattering as some other highlighters. So it would actually kill me to get rid of this though, because there's so much product. And again, the project planner and me, if you're not aware, if this is the first time you're watching my video, I am a project planner. So I just hate, that's probably why I'm terrible at these declutters now. Okay, anyway, let's move on before I change my mind on that one. I think I'm gonna keep it. So this one I'm kind of keeping in my collection as a memory, because I, in my heart of heart, have finished this item. This is the second one that I've ever finished. This is the Whisper of Guilt from MAC, and this is what mine looks like. Now, I technically do have product around the edges, so this is not 100% complete. I have always wanted to get a brand new one of these, but maybe because this was like a collector's edition, even though I got like nail polish on it, which is really annoying. This is a collector's edition, and I always, they do have this shade, but it's in a black compact and it's so boring. And I wanted to get like a nice fancy compact. So anyway, let me know if there is one at some point. I feel like I keep missing it whenever they do that. But they do still have this shade because it is just a classic. And like I've said, I used to use this shade like a bronzer back in the day before I had my channel. This was my go-to bronzer / highlight. So I had like a shiny tinfoil face, but it is honestly the prettiest skin finish that I've ever seen. And like compared to the Becca, where you can still see that white powder base, this is just so gorgeous. So I keep this in my collection, not because I use it, but it just is a reminder, okay, maybe go check out if they have it in a nice compact. I don't know, I'm just waiting for the day. I don't know why. There's no need for me to keep this, or I could try to finish it. I just never reach for this, but it's more of like a memory, and like, I don't know, just it's a nice memory to have that. Anyway, so then I have an e.l.f. highlighter here. This was from the Paradise collection, and this is the Face and Body Shimmer, and I really like this. This took me a while to figure out what it was. It's not a pure powder formula. It's kind of a putty powder, and obviously once I did realize what it was, I was able to hit pan, and I still use this to this day. I had this in my Project 10 uses, so I'm still using this. It's not something that, like, even though it's old, it's not a forgotten item, because I still find use and I really enjoy it. So that one I'm keeping. I have the Ozone shade from Nabla, and this one I'm not getting rid of. I think it's really pretty. It's a very blinding highlight, but you know, sometimes you want a blinding highlight, so why not? You could see it's quite a bit more blinding than that MAC. And some days I want that. So again, this is not something that I feel the need to get rid of in my collection. So obviously keeping that. These two are interesting because they're actually depotted from face palettes. So this is obviously the Nabla close-up powder, but inside is Natasha Denona. So I had the face palette, it was the tan palette, and this is the highlighter that was in there, which is obviously a cream highlighter. It's currently in my project pan. I'm just trying to finish it up. And I really like this. This is very pretty. And then this one is from the BH Cosmetics Belgium Waffle. I just moved one of the highlighters into this palette so that I could declutter that one, because I finished the bronzer shade that I wanted to finish, and obviously the lighter shade in there. And this, I wanted to declutter the face palette, but I wanted to keep one of the highlighters to finish. And this is the lightest shade that was in the Belgium Waffle palette. So again, I would like to finish this, so that is depotted in there. I do have a couple of highlighters from Catrice. I've tried highlighters from Essence, but I think they're rubbish, and I've always ended up decluttering them, but I think these ones from Catrice are really nice. So this, it was a limited edition one, and it's the Lilac Frozen Glow. Oh my gosh, my packaging is melting off. It's so hot here. Okay, anyway. Again, I have a little pan. This is really nice in the inner corner. This is not like the best highlighter, I think, to put on the face, because it has more of that white cast or that white base. But as an inner corner, this is very, very pretty. It just has a gorgeous, just white sheen to it. Like, it's almost champagne-y, but not. I don't know why it's called the lilac, because I don't see lilac in this at all, but it's very nice. So I've kept that through the years, and I've also enjoyed this one. This is the More Than Glow highlighter from Catrice. And this is quite a bit more like of a champagne one. But this is also very, very pretty. Again, it has more of a base to it. It's not one of these ones that sort of sheer out into the skin, but I think if you do sheer it out, it can look quite nice. Just not the nicest, but I don't have any issues with it to the point where I would want to get rid of it. So I'm keeping. All right, this one I love, and I'm keeping it. I swatched it in store. I don't usually buy expensive makeup, but this was quite bougie for me to buy this. And I couldn't help myself. As soon as I swatched it, I was like, you're coming home with me. So this is obviously Dior, and it is the pink strobe shade. It's the Glow Luminizer. And I think the finish on this is so beautiful. I would absolutely, if I had all the money in the world, buy the other shades of this, but I have this one. Let me just zoom you in because it's just too pretty not to be zoomed in on this. This is also very, very subtle. But the reason that I like this is because it is peachy pink. It is not just that gorgeous pink that you see, and it is so incredibly subtle and so pretty on the skin. And if a certain light hits it, it gets a little bit golden. So don't be put off by how pink it is. It actually is a really gorgeous highlighter, and very, very subtle, very, very pretty. So obviously this is a big win. I would never have bought something like this had I not swatched it in store. So I definitely feel like when you buy stuff online, there's a little bit of, you're like taking a gamble and a risk, but also it saves you from like impulse buying. This was a complete impulse buy for me, but I don't regret it. So it is what it is. Then I have a Kiko Milano here. This is the Unexpected Paradise Light of Venus. This was my favorite. I don't know if this is still my favorite highlighter, but this is so, so pretty. This unfortunately came all broken, so I never saw what the embossing is like, but with Kiko, their products are always so pretty. This always reminded me of the MAC highlighter, the Whisper of Guilt. However, this is quite a bit paler than that, but I felt like they were always quite similar, but now looking at them, I don't know if they really are, but it's still gorgeous, and you can definitely share this one out. I feel like it has less of a white cast to it as well. Sorry if my lighting got a little dark. The sun just went behind the clouds, so I'm hoping that it changes. But yeah, my hand is so pretty and shiny. Definitely keeping that. Oh my gosh, I'm keeping everything. What is wrong with me? Okay. No, okay, so let's go through my liquid highlighters. Liquid highlighters is my least favorite type of product, hence I only have the 3 of them. And to be fair, I kind of don't want to keep, like, I think this is nice, the Essence Baby Got Glow, but my thing got all stuck, so I had to take off the poof. So this now is kind of annoying to use. Let me just get some out. Oh my gosh, I think it's like, I think this product has gotten really dry. This is only like a year old, bear in mind. But this has gotten so dry, I can't even, okay, it's not coming out. Oh wait, I need to open it. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Okay, here we go. It's coming out. I was like, it's so dry, it's not coming out. Okay, easy to clutter. No, I'm just stupid. This is nice, okay? But I'm not a huge fan of liquid highlighters when I have other pretty highlighters in my collection. I will keep the Essence because when we get to blush, you'll see I have the Baby Got Blush ones too, and I think they're fine. They can just sit together. It's fine to have it, but it's not my favorite. Now, I think when it comes to this Essence one, I am going to say goodbye. I bought this thinking it would be a primer like the Charlotte Tilbury dupe, and it's so thick. And then a bunch of you were like, well, that's how I wear it, but I can't wear it like that. It is too thick. And then I started, the way that I use, like how thick it is, the way that I use this, like imagine, like that's how much I would put on my face if it was a foundation. But for me, that's not a nice foundation consistency. It's just a little too sticky. And I was trying to see how to use this. So I started using it as a liquid highlighter, and it works as a liquid highlighter. But I think there's so much product in here. I'm never going to get through this. I'm never going to get through this. I don't like using it. It's in my Project 10 uses right now. And quite honestly, it's not something that I want to use. And I think when it comes to that, I don't want to hate pan. I don't want to use products just to use them or keep them in. I don't really enjoy this one. It is pretty on the skin, but I think because I have other highlighters that are just easier to use, easier to work with, I'm gonna say goodbye to this. It's inexpensive. I don't care about the fact that I bought this item and it is Essence. It's very inexpensive, but it's just the amount of product is kind of annoying, right? There is quite a decent amount of product in there, but it's just not for me. It's not the type of item for me. So Essence is very hit and miss, and this is definitely a miss and has always been a miss. I have made it work, so when I use it, it can look pretty on the skin, but I don't really want to faff with it anymore, so I'm going to say goodbye to this. All right, and then the other one I have, I actually bought this because I thought this was a skincare item. This is from Technique Vitamin C, and it said brightening boost, and I was just stupid when I bought this. Oops, let me just wipe my hand. So I thought this was to put under the eyes or something, but no, this is a highlighter too. And I think I'm going to keep this one. I think that I'm happy to keep these two because they're smaller. I feel like I have a better chance. And also the consistency of them is not as thick as the Essence one that I just got rid of. They're definitely thinner. And I think for a highlighter, that is something that I enjoy, especially if it's a liquid highlighter. That makes more sense to me. So I'm going to keep these two. Okay, then we have ColourPop. So I've already gone through 2 ColourPop Super Shock highlighters. This is the 3rd one that I have, but this came with the Hocus Pocus 2 and is green. So I just don't see myself really ever finishing this one compared to the ones that I have finished. This is very pretty, but it's just you know, it's not a shade that I'm gonna be going into all the time, but I don't want to declutter it because I don't have any other green highlighters that are like that. So I think it's fun. And also I could put it in my inner corner, so it's fine. I'm going to keep that one. This is Ofra, All of the Lights, and this is nice too. I like it. I have nothing bad to say about it, so I'm keeping that one. And then I have 2 from What's Up Beauty, the Serengeti highlighters. These are beautiful. I'm keeping these. So this is the Wild Acacia. So this is slightly lighter. This is more of an icy pink. And then there is the Sunset Safari, which is more of a peachy pink. And this is my favorite, but they are so pretty and they're stunning on the face. So let me just swatch. So this is the peachy pink one, which is so wearable right there, really pretty. And then you have this one, which I feel like works a little bit better in the inner corner, but still very pretty. I just think this one is a lot more subtle, this one. And I like subtle highlighters maybe a little bit better. But yeah, I'm keeping everything. Oh, we didn't go through this one. I have Makeup Factory, and this is pretty new. I got this like a couple months ago. This is the Laguna Sun Glow Powder, and this is really nice. And I swatched this in store, and I was like, oh no, this has to come home with me. So I got it, and I brought it home with me. I thought it was pretty. Is it the best highlighter I have? No, but it deserves to be here, and I really like the compact. It's kind of cute. Okay, so those are all of my highlighters. I ended up getting rid of one. So yeah, sorry about that, but let's move on to blush. All right, I've zoomed you out and they still don't all fit. I have too many blush. it just keeps going. Okay, yeah, this is bad. Considering I feel like my declutter is not going to be amazing either. I do have a blush problem. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's try to start with some items and then I can like move things around, right? So you can start seeing everything. I think, okay, let's start with like creams and liquids because they're kind of, there's a lot here. So we'll start with the 2 Gloss Gods shades that I have. This is a Lover, and then I have Love Bug. Love Bug I thought was going to be my favorite, but I actually prefer Lover. Lover is a really lovely peachy pink, like really lovely peachy pink. It is so beautiful, and it blends out really well. And then you have this one, which is a lot more coral, the Love Bug one, which again is pretty. Ooh, hang on a minute, is this one not well? Oh, hold on a minute, this one's not swatching very well. Oh, what's going on here? Hold on, it's not swatching well. Do I get rid of this one? Hold on, what's happened here? Has this, looks like it's separated. You see that? The other one didn't do that. Huh, interesting. Let me just try to swatch. Oh, look at that. Okay, I think we have our first declutter of our blush. Okay, I mean, that's unexpected, but it seems like the formula has split. Let me just shake it a little bit. These aren't that old, and the pink one wasn't doing that. Let me just go like this. Okay. Let's try again. I'm gonna try here. Huh. No, that seems like it's separated. Yeah, it feels like it's, okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. This is my first My first declutter that is unexpected, but I think that is probably just a product that no longer is the right consistency. Hold on, let me just double check this one. This one worked fine. No, this is fine. That's how it should be. Okay, never mind. Okay, that's interesting. I did get the other shade before this one, so this one's a little bit newer, but that is interesting that that happened. I mean, it doesn't surprise me with Gloss Gods. I do have, I wouldn't say beef with Gloss Gods, but I'm not happy with like the price of the products and what I see the packaging wise. I think they use the cheapest packaging possible. I think their eyeshadows are really, really beautiful and stunning, and I will stand by that. But I think everything else has been so super cheap, but the price points have not been, and I don't appreciate that. So anyway, I'm keeping that one. I do have other things to say about the brand, but I'm just gonna keep quiet. I'm gonna keep quiet because it is not worth it. Okay, so then I have this Essence Juicy Balm. This is the Jelly Blush, and this is not that old, but I am gonna get rid of this. This is so disgusting. Like, look at it. It's so awful. It actually looks okay on the skin, but as a product, it's sticky, it's goopy, and it's not my type of product. I have tried, I've used this in multiple videos, multiple looks, and every time I said, yeah, I don't want to keep this. So this one is definitely going. Go me, who am I? I'm actually saying no to items. Okay, then I have 3 of the Baby Got Blush. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any of these, but honestly, let me just open them up because I now am curious if they're gonna be bad. So this is Coral Crush. Oh, what is going on? Okay, no, this is fine. This is fine. Yeah, this one is fine. Oh, I'm getting nervous. Okay, this one is, what is this one? Why is this one because they put the label on top of it and I can't actually see. This one is called Pinkalicious. Pinkalicious. Of course, this is the Pinkalicious. And this one is fine as well. Yeah. I'm really surprised that Gloss Gods was bad. Okay, anyway, and then we have this one, which is Dusty Rose. I like all of these shades. I've used them all quite a bit. Yeah, and their consistency seems fine. So I'm keeping all of these. And unlike the highlighter, I've had no issues with the little poofy part. They also smell amazing, so that makes me happy. I love these. These are my Maybelline Sun Kissers. I praise these over and over again. Probably my favorite liquid blushes that I've ever tried. So I've got shades on City Sizzle and Soul Search. Love them all. I'm keeping. This one looks kind of scary because it's so red, but actually it works really well. I would say my favorite is Shades On. I'm currently working on Soul Search in my Project 10. All right, I think that's it for liquid. I do have some creams though we can talk about. I've got this Catrice. This is the Blushing Charm Multi-Stick in the shade. Oh, I never find the shade. Like, I feel like I'm always blind to where it's called Sparkle Lover. This is so pretty. This is really pretty. I really, really love this shade. It is really pretty. It has a little hint of something going on, like a pearl essence to it. Really love that one, so definitely keeping that. This is very old. This is Kiss and Smink, and it's the shade Tulum, but I'm keeping this. I think this is so stunning, so pretty, and I really, really enjoy this. So I am keeping that as well. I also have this. This came in a C-Beauty box that I got for Christmas. This, the brand is Chiquinois, but I don't even know if that is really the brand. This is a powder blush stick, and it's the shade 3. And actually, I really like this. It's quite pigmented, but it shears out, and it looks really pretty on the skin. So I'm definitely keeping this one as well. In terms of other creams, I have a powder to cream here. This is from Deli Plus. It's the Lip and Cheek Balm Balm. I've had this for ages. If you've been around my channel since the beginning, I've had this for so long. But it's so pretty and used to have like most gorgeous embossing. I tried to project pan at one point. I don't know if you can see, but it has little flecks of sparkle to it. It is really pretty, and it's really pretty on the skin. I don't use it on my lips. I think I might have tried once, but definitely is a cheek product for me, but I'm keeping that one. I think I have some more creams. So this is Essence. This is a Juicy Melon Tinted Lip and Cheek Balm. I'm gonna get rid of this. I really don't like it. I got it because it was cute packaging. It's a watermelon, why not? But as an actual product, no. It never dries down. It's like putting lip gloss on the cheeks. It's not for me. And also, I don't want to really use this for my lips. I have other lip products I'd rather use. So this one I'm going to say goodbye to. A lot of Essence I'm getting rid of, I'm noticing. It's just not a brand that I tend to keep around. I think they're good for a lot of products, but like their cheap products for me are very miss. Okay, what else do we have? We have 2 MAC Go Plays. I'm keeping both of these. So I've got the So Natural. This is the oldest one that I have, and it's the one I've used the most, quite honestly. I really like this. I need to use it more. It's a cream item. I really need to use my creams more. And then I have this one, which is So Peachy, or That's Peachy. And this one I haven't used nearly as much, but I really like their formula. And let me just test this. Yeah, this is fine. And I really need to play with these more. So those are staying for sure. I think when it comes to everything else, everything is powder, I think. Oh no, wait, these. Okay, so some of you are going to be like, wait a minute, what are all these beauty crop ones? And I will tell you. So I didn't order for the beauty crop. If you saw my last video, I mentioned it. I haven't mentioned it yet in this video because we haven't really got to any products, but they have a set of 5 blush for £30, and I ended up getting them. Do I need them? No, absolutely not. But I did. I was doing, you know what? This is annoying. Hold on. I got too much going on. Okay. Perfect. All right. And these I thought maybe would be powder, but they're not. They're cream. And I have swatched them all, and they're actually really nice. And I've worn 1 or 2 of them. So I've got the shade Cheerful. It says Luminous Cream Blush, and I really actually enjoy them. I think they're very pretty. They are pretty much brand new to me though, so I need to play with them a little bit more. So this shade I think is the deepest and the darkest and the scariest one. Quite honestly. They are a cream, I would say cream to powder. They're not full on cream because they don't really stay creamy, which is actually quite nice when it comes to blush. And then there is the glistening one. I think this is the one that I wore. I did this for channel members, just testing these, and I think I wore this one. Yeah, this is definitely up my street. This is a peachy shade, peachy pink shade if you ever saw one. It's got beautiful flecks of peach, but then the base is pink. Absolutely gorgeous, that one. And then they have the shade Popping Peony. This one I feel like out of all of them comes across more like a highlighter. I might end up putting this with my highlighters because this is very light and it is very bright in terms of like a highlighter formula. But I have that one and I tried that one on my skin. Really pretty. All right, moving on, we have Blinging, which, oh no, this is the darkest for sure. So yeah, these two are, I would say, the scariest when it comes to shades. But it also is pretty cool because, you know, I think depending on what your skin tone is, I think they have a blush for you, right? So I haven't tried this on my skin, so I don't know. I'm a little worried about that one. And then last one is Lavish, which looks very pretty. More of a pinky one. And again, they're like kind of like a hard cream, but the more you rub them in, the more creamy they get, and then they kind of end up like almost like a powder when they set down. I feel like they set down. But yeah, I got those, and I'm obviously keeping them because I haven't had them long at all, probably like 2 weeks. And I need to play with them a little bit more. So those are all staying. Okay, so we've done all my creams and my liquids now. So let's move on to powder, because powder is really where it's at. Okay, so I mean, I never used to be into liquid blush, but I have so many now, so that took quite a long time. Okay, so, oh, actually, I did miss a couple of cream ones. I do have these two from Cosmic Beauty. I got these for Christmas. I got the 'Tis the Season, and these came in a bundle. It was gifted to me. And it also came with the 2 lipsticks as well. So this is the Nutmeg shade, and I'm waiting for autumn to go into this one again, because this is really, really pretty. I've gone into it maybe once or twice, but not nearly enough times. And then this is the Mary shade, which I have gone into a little bit more. I have this in my Project 10 uses as well, so I'm trying to get a little bit more into this one. And this is very pretty, very wearable, no issues. Even though it looks kind of scary, it actually is very wearable. I think they discontinued those. They're not making them anymore. But I did see them on a sale, so I think you can get them, especially on Monolith. I think they had them for super cheap, unless they've sold out now. Okay, so here are the rest. You can't really see them all, but this is the rest of my blush that are single compacts. Okay, so am I going to get rid of any of these? I probably not, to be fair. I have 3 of the Singes. I really like these. I've got Persistent Persimmon, which I thought was going to be my favorite. It's still pretty, this one, but it's definitely not my favorite. I have Riveting Rhubarb. I think this is my favorite. Let me just zoom you in. This just ends up being really pretty, like a really nice coral shade, and I think it's very flattering. And then this is my most recent one, because she released some new shades, and this is the Likeable Litchi, which is a shade that I've seen some people say doesn't work for them because it can be a little bit too cool tone, but actually I make it work for me. I think on the cheeks it doesn't look that cool tone, but I can see why it might not work for some people. So I have those 3. I have some from What's Up Beauty, which they kindly sent to me. They've sent me like their whole collection. It's so nice. So I have the Serene Sienna, which is very pretty. Again, they have like the bronzers, they have all this marble effect on them. I think my favorite, I do like Relaxed Roma. Relaxed Roma, I think, is a little bit more of a mauve, but they all are very, very flattering. I think my favorite is this one, the Peaceful Pisa, which I have in my Project 10. It is the lightest one, but it's kind of corally. It's very pretty. It's pinky corally. And then they have one that's a little bit deeper. This is the Gentle Genova. But I think what's nice about all of these is that you can build them up. They're not super pigmented, so you can build them up so that they can work for you. So I think that's why all 4 shades work for me, because it's not like scary pigmented. They're pigmented, but they're not like this. If you have one of the Buttermilks from NYX, you know what I mean. This is so incredibly pigmented, you don't need a lot. I think this is really pretty though. This is my Butter Half. Obviously I like the bronzer. The bronzer is super pigmented. I think I like the blush more than the bronzer. This is such a pretty pink. I don't have that many like true pinks in my collection like this. So it's unique in that sense, and why I would not at this point want to get rid of it, because it is unique. Yeah, we are doing declutter, I forgot. Okay, so hear me out. I have these 3 items that are super, super cheap, right? So these 2 I got from an Asian store near me, and then this is from Primark, right? Obviously, Essence is also cheap as well, Makeup Revolution, but these are like dirt cheap, like the £1.50, and then these were like pretty much the same price. Now, in a recent video, so I thought I was going to declutter this, but in a recent video, I used it and it was pretty. So now I'm all confused, because this looked really pretty on the skin, and I'm thinking, when I do my declutters, like, why would I get rid of something that is pretty on the skin, that is easy to work with and inoffensive? This is the same thing. This was €1.99. So these were like €2 each. And this is so pretty. This is peach. And I have to keep these. Like, these are things that I would probably naturally be like, back in the past, oh, I'll just get rid of this because I'm going to get more stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not like, I don't have that mentality anymore. I don't like that mentality. And actually they're all different. Like that one was this one. And then this is the Essence. Sorry, not the Essence, the Primark. And then this one is more of a neutral pink. So they're all, you probably can't see them because my hand is so, you probably can't even see the difference, but they're all three of them, trust me, all three of them are different. And I have no reason to get rid of them just because they're cheap and they're brands that people don't buy. Who cares? They're in my collection and they're pretty, and you know, it's just makeup at the end of the day. I don't like when people get rid of products that are because people can't buy the product anymore, or people can't buy that brand, so they're not gonna keep that brand. Like, who cares? Who cares, right? My collection is for me. My collection is not for other people to buy. Obviously, I can influence you or de-influence you on certain products, but regardless, I'm not gonna curate my collection for the sole purpose of just wanting you to get what I have. You know what I mean? I have what I have, and if it's unique to me, it's unique to me. I don't really care. So that being said, let's move on. Okay, so we have this one from Glam Shop. This is a really pretty blush. If I'm going to influence you and you haven't tried Glam Shop, that would be my recommendation, to try Glam Shop. They have a sale right now, and I have been looking at their sale. The sale is going to end pretty soon. I'm not really in the position to buy anything at the moment. I have, as you can see, I have a lot of items, but they do have a sale running. So if now's the time to try Glam Shop, I would recommend it. This is very, very pretty, and I think they still have that. And bear in mind, I love the bronzer of this collection, and the blush is just as pretty too. I have this one from Essence. This was with their Lion King, and this is Can You Feel the Love Tonight? This is fine. This is like a blush that I always forget that I have, but whenever I use it, it's nice. So I'm going to keep it. The compact is pretty obnoxiously big, but it is what it is. I have 2 ColourPop blush left. I used to have more, but I got rid of them. So I got the Night Bloom because this is, and I still think this is unique to my collection in terms of the shade, and it also is very pretty. And then I have Fresh and Peachy, which is one that I had in my project pan for ages, 2-hit pan, and as you can see, it's still there. And I could never get rid of this unless it gets so like old and moldy and crusty. I just can't get rid of this. I would absolutely want to finish this. It has a little bit of hard pan, but who cares? This is definitely something that I want to go back to and try to finish because I put a lot of time and love into this. All right, moving on. So this is my current project pan blush that I'm trying to hit pan on. This is from Kiko Milano, and it's the Tuscan Iris. And there is still no pan. I was hoping at some point you guys would see a pan in this, but there's still no pan. I think it's coming. I think the pan is coming, but yeah, it's not there yet. Very pretty though. This is something that I decluttered and then I brought it back, and it is also an item that I wanted to hit pan on, and I still think I could. It's currently in my Project 10 uses. It's very pretty. I think when I decluttered it, I wasn't into shiny blush anymore, like shimmery, shiny, glistening blush, and it is very much that. It is almost like a highlighter. But now I appreciate it more. So if that was more of like a preference for me, where I kind of went off of it and now I like it again. So I'm all good. This is the So Cherry Happy from Essence. This is really nice. This is nice. This is a good Essence product. Again, it came out in spring, so it's one of their, you know, collections that doesn't stick around very much. But this is very nice. So this is one of the few times that I feel like Essence does it well. I think when it comes to their foundation, for the most part, I do enjoy, and blush, I do enjoy. But it's just when they do like something creative and like the weird, these two weird things are like more like gimmicky items, and they're just so gross. But when it comes to like maybe more like powder, I think they're fine. I don't really know. Although I don't really like their highlighters. I think their highlighters are bad. But yeah, I have another blush here from Essence, and this is really nice, the Blush Crush. And this, I always forget what the shade is called. It says shade 60. but I don't remember what the actual, it does actually have a name. This looks quite intimidating, but actually it's a really nice blush. It shears out really well on the face, and it is obviously more purpley, but it works because it's not basically that color on the skin. It is a lot more sheer than that, so it works really nicely. I've got a Kiko Milano Shadow of the Earth blush. This is really nice. It's a really nice neutral blush. I like it. I've had it for ages. Yeah, I haven't tried to obviously like try to hit pan that or anything. I'm trying to hit pan in this one, so and then we have Phase Zero. This is a very old item. I got this in a beauty box, like a subscription box back in the day. This is the shade Making Moves. I did used to have the exact same one, but a cream blush. But this is the powder one. I got rid of the cream one because I didn't really need it. But this is very pretty. And I tried this just the other day, and it's still absolutely stunning, peachy, shimmery, gorgeous. So keeping that, even though it's super old, I don't even know if the brand exists. And then we have a MAC Extra Dimension blush. This is Fairly Precious, and this is beautiful. I have it in my Project 10 uses. I'm getting some use out of it again. It's somewhat old, like 4 or 5 years old in my collection, but I still really love it, so why not? And then I love this. I think this is so good from Makeup Revolution. This is the Pink Party shade. And these are like their glow blushes. I think they're called the glow blushes. I don't know. I saw that they discontinued them, but then they brought them back, or I don't know, maybe something happened. But they're so pretty. And again, I think if you want to try something from Makeup Revolution, I would absolutely recommend these. It did come smashed to me, but it doesn't matter. I squished it back in. And it's one of these beautiful blush with obviously shimmer. It's almost like a highlighter, like a blush topper. It's absolutely stunning. So, okay. I mean, I feel like I did decently well in this round. This is the best round so far in terms of decluttering. I ended up getting rid of 3 items here. And then in this whole video, I did end up getting rid of the blusher, like this bronzer shade, and then also this highlighter as well from Essence. So yeah, mostly Essence that I'm getting rid of. But you know, it is affordable, and they are hit and miss for me for the most part, for sure. And this is unfortunate. Maybe I'll do one last video and I'll try this and I'll see. But I think it's just split. I think that's just what happened. But anyway, that is everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I will be doing separate videos on eyeshadow palettes, face palettes, and a bunch of other things. Obviously lip products as well I'm going to be doing, but those are going to be coming later on because they take a bit longer to film. All right, so hopefully you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.